Alright, so Lekon's Table Curious, we previously found the fact that the spawns are not bloodless means you can kind of abuse them horribly to go infinite and fun things like that. So the obvious answer is to just make them have the bloodless trait. That's what the spawns in the base game do, except in Blood Mage Bronze, where that's sort of the gimmick. And that's what they do elsewhere in the expansion as well, like the Undying Sculptor's golem spawns. And it seems to solve the problem quite nicely, and it feels like a good general rule that, like, spawns should be bloodless, unless there's a very strong reason for them not to be, just so you can't farm blood pools and stuff. So, problem solved, right? The thing is, even if you make them bloodless, that's not going to stop me, so I'm going to do a very similar strategy here, but this time I'm not going to use any lifesteal, or sanguine, or anything like that. Nothing that would actually be affected by making them bloodless. And this strategy also doesn't require any scumming. The only thing I actually find in the dungeon that's going to be at all useful is that weight one in the top right corner, and even then it's really just a convenience for getting things into place. I could have used Pizzorf instead. It would have just taken a while. Basically, this is the same approach as before. We're going to abuse spawns to get infinite indirect hits on the bosses using knockback from Binlore. The difference is that this time, we're not using lifesteal as our method of avoiding taking damage from the spawns hitting us. Instead, we're using damage reduction. The level 1 goats only have 3 attack power between plate mail and shield. We've got 4 damage reduction, so we're invincible. Now, once we level up from killing the first boss, it might be a bit trickier to deal with the second boss, because then we'll be much higher level, so some goats will be killing in one hit, others will have high enough attack power to get through our defenses, because plate mail doesn't scale up that fast, but we can find a solution fairly easily. I've killed off a couple of goats just to get the first 2 out of the cycle. The order is people with Lekon silverware generally eat goats. So the third entry is L, so the third goat is the lust goat that spawns other goats. So I had to kill 2 others before I got the one I wanted. And now, same loop as in previous video, each of the spawns I knock into the lust goat once to create a replacement, and also into the sacrifice to deal damage. So the loop is all set up. I just need to pick up a bit more mana because I need 3 Pizzorf casts to get through the sacrifice's damage reduction at the end. And then we should be off to the races. I've spawned an extra goat there so that I have something to actually Pizzorf the sacrifice into, because otherwise it'd be kind of awkward with the sacrifice just out in the middle of nowhere. All this mana and no way to actually damage the sacrifice. So, I write a script to do the looping for me, it runs for a while. This doesn't run as fast as last time, I didn't make the numbers line up quite as nicely. But, that's fine. It works well enough. So, sacrifice is down to 1 HP, pick up the Pizzorf, 3 cast breaks the death protections, and then Death Gaze kills the sacrifice. I call this the level 1 challenge. Obviously, unlike Troll Laboratory, that's not strictly true because the second boss fight we're not level 1 for, we're level 6. But the point is, I don't gain XP in any way other than killing bosses, so, like, you know, it's about as level 1 challengey as it gets. I suppose maybe, like, you could say, well, I should get the sacrifice down to 1 HP and then kill some other monsters to level up so I'll be lower level after the sacrifice kill to get from getting less bonus XP from them for the lowest total level, but that's stupid. I want as few kills as possible. So last time I found a higher level goat that I could loop with. This time, rather than do that, I'm finding a Lekon Sloth who has Weakening Blow to get my attack power back down to where it was at level 1. And now I can loop with the same goats as before. Unfortunately, that means the loop will take rather a while, because these goats I'm basically dealing 2 damage a cycle to the Vessel of Lekon. Vessel of Lekon has like 1300 health or something like that, so this loop takes a long time to run. It's not like the lifesteal one where I could had better stats, could loop with like a level 5 goat. But I've got a script to do it, I can just walk away for 10 minutes and it'll all take care of itself. I'm skipping ahead so you don't have to sit through all of that. And as before, because it's only ever the indirect target. So, very easy win. The question is, okay, this might look nasty, but is it actually a problem? Because this same trick you can actually do in Magma Mines in just the base game. Because those are bloodless, the numbers are a bit less convenient, but it is doable there. So maybe it's not actually a problem, just like it's not a problem in the base game.